Well, isn't this just nice? BTC is finding its footing above 50K. It won't slide below, so say that again. Bitcoin is an above $50,000 asset. That is the new norm, and this channel is about to become your new normal. Why? Because it's time for Chico Crypto. The past week and a half was filled with bearish pressure. The price deflated from nearly 62K to, as of last night, just below 54K, which is basically a 13% decrease. Well, let's just expand out the chart by a couple of hours. The price rebounded and shot up to nearly 57K, a pump of nearly 6%, erasing those week and a half losses in a snap. What's the reason for the significant pump? That dirty Doge, Elon Musk. What did old Elon do? Probably the best news Bitcoin could get. Tesla is accepting Bitcoin as payment. Elon tweeted it yesterday. You can now buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. And going to Tesla's website to purchase a Model S, we can see there is an option for Bitcoin payment already. Tesla is locked and ready to go. And Elon did it in the best way possible for the asset, the old school way, which screams I hodl. Elon continued. Tesla is using only internal and open source software and operates Bitcoin nodes directly. Bitcoin paid to Tesla will be retained as Bitcoin, not converted to fiat currency. Holy crizzap, that is huge because number one, it shows Tesla is holding that BTC and accumulating it onto their balance sheets. But number two, Tesla is running their own Bitcoin nodes, which consist of internal and open source software. And there is the kicker. Tesla, to accept and hodl this BTC, is working with open source and internal software. Internal meaning something they created, which validates what I've been saying before anyone else since January of last year with this video. Elon Musk has secret plans for BTC.
So where I see crypto as effectively as a replacement for cash, but not as a replacement for as a primary. I do not see crypto being the primary database.
When asked about Bitcoin and how it serves some of his vision, Elon replies he is neither here nor there. And then once again goes into that legal and illegal bridge he mentioned all the way back in 2014. This is 6 years later, and he is still quarreling over the same issues in his mind. He feels that crypto, and I think he's meaning in a purely Bitcoin sense, isn't the single database, but a replacement for cash. But the critics hit Elon hard for his initial $1.5 billion taste of the asset. They were like, but climate, Elon, Bitcoin has energy baggage, Mr. Musk. And now they will only hit harder with the company's payment acceptance of the asset. The criticism will be coming and coming very soon. But let me tell you, there is more up to Elon's sleeve with Bitcoin, and he's going to stun the critics with his plan. What happened in February after Elon's initial buy? A large NGO, specifically Asian-led, where the Bitcoin miners are, the NGO Forum on the Asian Development Bank. They wrote a letter to Mr. Musk. What did the globally distributed civil society organization CSOs that make up this NGO ask Mr. Musk to do? Decarbonize Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin trading. In my opinion, that is his plan, and the internal software from the tweet was the big hint that it's coming. But you should know that if you're a Chico subscriber. Although everyone should thank Papa Elon for saving the markets from a decline, but another crypto entity had a big drop yesterday that could save the markets in the future too. What crypto entity am I talking about? Hayden Adams, the founder and creator of Uniswap. What did the swap drop? Well, they tweeted, "Today we are thrilled to present a detailed overview of Uniswap v3, the most flexible and capital efficient AMM ever designed. Mainnet launch is scheduled for May 5th, with a scalable Optimism L2 deployment set to follow soon after." Yeah, they dropped the V3 overview with the mainnet coming in May. Now, I just want to rewind a bit to this clip. March 5th, when I posted this video, Uniswap V3 arrives soon. They have a big surprise because I predicted this time frame based on their V2 deployment. Let's watch now. It had an initial white paper release too. That happened in March of 2020. It was then 2 months later that it was deployed to the Ethereum mainnet. May of 2020. So, will the V3 rollout follow a similar time frame? White paper and then released 2 months later. If we get the V3 announcement and white paper later this week or early next week, March again, that means the V3 mainnet May of 2021 if they follow the similar time frame. So I predicted the timeline for the launch. Did I predict the big surprise? Well, I was close, NFT something, but not spot on. So let's get into it, starting with their detailed blog explaining how V3 works. At the bottom, they included the launch details. The team said, Uniswap V3 smart contracts will be deployed to the Ropsten, Rinkeby, Kovan, and Goerli testnets in the coming days, giving developers time to begin experimenting with the protocol before the official launch. And they gave the core repositories. So, testnets on all the major ETH deployments within this week, running until May 5th, and then it goes live on the mainnet. 42 days will fly by and V3 will be here before we know it. But how will this go for the markets overall? Will Uniswap save them? Well, luckily we have some history to look back on, the V2 deployment. Remember from that video, announcement drop in March 2020, mainnet by May of 2020, only a year ago, which seems like a lifetime. What happened to the Bitcoin price back then? As we can see, it pumped from just above 5K in March to nearly 10K by the time of the V2 deployment in May. And since we know the story for Bitcoin, and Uniswap V2, in my opinion, was a major reason for that crypto run. If V2 didn't deploy, I don't know if the markets would be where they are today. Can V3 do it again? Well, that leads us into V3's big surprise that has to do with NFTs. That could be the kick the markets need in May. Going back to their detailed blog post, they have a section called non-fungible liquidity and say, as a byproduct of per LP custom price curves, liquidity positions are no longer fungible and are not represented as ERC20 tokens in the core protocol. Instead, LP positions will be represented by non-fungible tokens, NFTs. What? Liquidity pool tokens are moving from ERC20 to NFTs. I hope you understand the gravity of this. The blog explained it. Over time, we expect increasingly sophisticated strategies to be tokenized, making it possible for LPs to participate while maintaining a passive user experience. This could include multi-positions, auto-rebalancing to concentrate around the market price, fee reinvestment, lending, and more. Yeah, those LP tokens from Uniswap, which in the past have just sat in wallets collecting Uniswap LP fees and that's it, are going to become assets that can do so much more with the function of NFTs. Like what though? What's going to happen with the NFT LP positions in May? Well, let's repeat what they said in the blog. Over time, we expect increasingly sophisticated strategies to be tokenized as NFTs. And then at the bottom of the blog, in launch details, they said, additional infrastructure to support fungible positions, liquidity mining, more complex strategies, aka sophisticated NFT strategies, and various other use cases will be built by Uniswap Labs together with the Uniswap community after mainnet launch. Fungible LPs and these complex strategies built off of these NFTs are being pushed out by the community after mainnet. And doesn't turning Uniswap LP tokens sound like that mysterious project I've been covering lately, Alchemist Coin? And thanks for Dr. King on Twitter for the dope animation. Now this is just a theory, but let's see the connections between Uniswap and Alchemist Coin, if there is any. One of the main devs of Alchemist is Stefan, the Ghost Step on Twitter. When V3 was announced, what was the Ghost Step doing? Retweeting the announcement with, "Here we go." And then on Twitter, they added a tweet with big eyes and a retweet of Hayden Adams saying this, TLDR, fungible liquidity, and liquidity mining is harder now, but not impossible, and is definitely something we plan to work on along with the community. I get the big eyes. And then he added the ghost step, do I hear some alchemy is required? So the Ghost Step is excited about this. I wonder why. Well, let's dig into their white paper for version 3, what we haven't touched on yet. They say this in the section on non-fungible liquidity. Alternatively, anyone could create a periphery contract that wraps an individual liquidity position, including collected fees, in an ERC 721 non-fungible token. That is exactly what Alchemist coin is doing. Now for this next bit, I gotta credit Captain Haddock on Twitter for their research. But let's see what they found regarding connections. Captain Haddock showed one of the co-authors of the V3 white paper for Uniswap was Dan Robinson of Paradigm Capital, a major investor in them. Haddock then said the Ghost Step, Miss Cordev, is also founder of Flashbots. Look at the bottom of this article, a Flashbots one. In it, they thank Paradigm and Dan Robinson too. Big eyes from Chico too. Cheers. I'll see you next time.